And I can't lie, I actually respect how the Jewish community is handling the situation. Because if someone's saying something offensive to your community, you should stand up for yourself. You should defend yourself when especially if you have power. Like, what I wish that Black people move that militant. You know what I mean? Black people can't move that militant because we don't own enough. We don't own anything. So without the infrastructure in place, you don't have the power to cancel people. You can only cancel people socially, and you don't even do that the right way. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bag Talk. Today we have a lot to discuss because it's got real spicy in the NBA when it comes to Kyrie and the Nets. This is bigger than basketball because there's a whole anti-Semitism thing going on. There's a lot of criticism behind the actions of how Kyrie's being handled, honestly, and it says a lot about what can happen in our daily lives. So I think we need to discuss that because it's like we said, it's bigger than basketball, as well as the fact that the crypto market is dying before our eyes, bro. Like, yo, bro, I was trading, right? I'm trading. I look at my phone. I'm like, yo, Bitcoin down. How much? I'm like, yo, nah.
It was pain.
It was a lot of pain, bro. I'm like, yo, crypto might really be dead, but is it though? But is it? We're gonna discuss that. So let's start with Kyrie, though. Like, put them on exactly what's going on with that.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm about to actually just share my screen really quickly, right? Basically, guys, we have a bunch of different articles that we have on both these topics that we want to share with you guys. The link to both of these or a bunch of these articles will be in the description below, so you could read it at your own time. I'm just going to summarize it for you, right? So there's a lot that Kyrie kind of said on Twitter and on Instagram, and it might have been taken out of context, right? So on October 27th, right here, Kyrie tweeted a link to basically his Twitter on a movie that was on Amazon's platform, right? And it was titled Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. This is a 2018 based film. So he posted this on Twitter. It is obviously related to the Jewish community, right? And it kind of was saying that the Holocaust might have never happened. And that's why a lot of the Jewish community took offense to this. So how did Kyrie respond? Because after this happened, the backlash started happening, right? So Kyrie, in the most Kyrie fashion, basically said, history is not supposed to be hidden from anyone. He said, I'm going to not stand down on anything I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army behind me and around me, right? So he's coming out and saying, yes, I'm receiving backlash. Yes, Joe Asai, who's the owner of the Nets, has told me this is not cool, but he's not apologizing just yet, right? So based on all of that, Nike actually came out and said that they are pulling away from Kyrie, right? They're putting a pause to his new sneaker deal. So the Kyrie 8s, which is right here, right? It was basically said that they will not be moving forward with the shoe because he did not apologize yet. Just keep this in mind. I'm saying yet, right? And Nike came out and said that we believe there's no place for hate speech and we do not condemn any form of hate in general. Cool. So Nets came out and said that this is what Kyrie has to do in order to get over the hump. So he has to apologize. He has to make a donation of $500,000, has to complete sensitivity training, has to complete anti-Semitism training, meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders, and the owner of the team to demonstrate his understanding of the situation. Keep this in mind. This is a grown man we are talking about. So what does Kyrie do? Kyrie actually then comes out and apologize. Not only does he apologize, he actually announced right here that he will be donating $500,000 to Anti-Defamation League, ADL, right? So this is what he said. I'm aware of the negative impact of my post towards the Jewish community, and I take full responsibility. I do not believe everything said in the document was true or reflects my morals or principles. So there's a lot of stuff that happened, right? And at the end of the day, he made that $500,000 donation, but guess what? The ADL CEO said that he will not be accepting it. His direct quote was right here. ADL could not in good conscience accept the donation. So obviously there's a lot going on with the situation, but now let's talk about our opinion and what we think about it, bro. What you think?
So it's funny, you were like, yo, this is a grown man we're talking about. And that's the thing that's highlighted to me. Like, yeah, a grown man and they're treating him like a little kid. But with good reason, right? They feel like he said something offensive to their community. And I can't lie, I actually respect how the Jewish community is handling the situation. Because if someone's saying something offensive to your community, you should stand up for yourself. You should defend yourself when especially if you have power. Like, what I wish that Black people move that militant. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Black people can't move that militant because we don't own enough. We don't own anything. So without the infrastructure in place, you don't have the power to cancel people. You can only cancel people socially, and you don't even do that the right way. You know, say how many people have we said we're going to cancel? They not canceled to this day.
Yeah.
They still getting paid. So as long when there's no money, when there's no economic damage to a person, they don't care how they offend you because it's not hurting anybody. You know what I mean? Ultimately, what that says to me is we gotta own more, right? We gotta own more. And I'm not mad at Black people necessarily for being in a position where we don't own anything because there's historical reasons why. There were systems in place why Black people don't own much right now in the country. But what I'm mad at is being complacent now. Now with these resources like the Bag Talk Show or other shows that you could get information from, and all these different ways you could tap into bringing economic empowerment to you and your family. Guess what? Now we can start to own things, and then we can have the same power that the Jewish community has. Understand? So that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think another thing to point out is why is Amazon not canceled? It was on their platform. Why is the CEO of Amazon not being, backlashed against? Jeff Bezos, who's the founder of Amazon, no one's saying anything to him. The Twitter platform, it was on Twitter. Why is nothing being said about Twitter? Why is Meta not getting a backlash because Meta owns Instagram? Why is that not happening? We just piggyback off people and we just backlash people that we think suck, right? Because Kyrie, we know, has been on spotlight from media for a very long time, and it just continues to happen. Now, with the whole stuff you're talking about with the Black community, I think it's almost every community that needs to be doing this. It's just not every community can do it because every community is not the Jewish community. As simple as that. The Jewish community has all the resources. There's a reason why even Jay-Z in his song talks about Jewish community, right? Why? Rick Ross, he talks about Jewish community in a lot of his songs because we know how they move. They have the money, they have the real estate, they have the resources. So I think Kyrie has to probably just go through with it right now. He was a grown man. He went back on his statement, as you saw, we highlighted it. And I feel bad for him right now. But at the end of the day, am I saying he's wrong or right? It's tough to say because he honestly never gave his opinion on anything. He just shared something and that got taken out of context. So an opinion cannot be wrong in my humble opinion. You said it there. But at the end of the day, it's going to be really tough for him to kind of go through the process and the steps that he needs to do to come back on the nets. So we got to see how that plays out. Now let's switch on to crypto, bro. So I'm going to share my screen once again. The same type of spiel. This is going to be everywhere for you guys. You're going to be able to see it. You're going to see what's happening. I'll put the link in the description below. But right now, Crypto Giant right now came out and said that they will be looking to get in on acquiring FTX. So let's talk about it, right? Basically, Binance and FTX are two of the largest exchanges, right? Binance right here is the world's largest exchange, and they were the first investor that backed up FTX. But as a younger firm grew in popularity, the relationship between the two did not stay the same. AKA idols becoming rivals. That's essentially what happened, right? And now FTX is struggling really, really bad. And I'm talking really bad because what ended up happening is FTX is going down to just one Bitcoin. Roughly 20,000 Bitcoins had been pulled from the crypto exchange in the last 24 hours. 24 hours. That's absolutely terrible, right? So what ended up happening is the CEO, and I want to make sure I'm saying his name right, Zhao, I apologize if that's wrong, but he's the CEO of Binance, right? AKA he is known as CZ. So this is important to understand. Why? Because the owner and CEO of FTX came out on Twitter and was basically announcing the whole deal. So he's saying that, we're being bought out by Binance. This is how this actually is going to work. This is going to solve all the withdrawal drama that we've been dealing with. And what's going to happen is all the assets will be covered one-on-one. This is one of the main reasons we've asked Binance to come in. It may take a bit. To break that down, all that really means is if Binance comes in and saves the day for FTX and basically takes them out of the whole problem they're in right now, everything that FTX owns is going to be transferred over to Binance 1-to-1. So if you own, let's just say one Bitcoin, is going to be one Bitcoin, right? As simple as that. So there's a coin, BNB, which is a Binance coin, that's going up in value. The FTX coin is not going up in value. So if you own that coin, it's being transferred 1-to-1 if Binance buys them out. The reason why I'm saying if, I'm going to explain in 2 seconds for you guys, but this is the part that you have to understand. Right now, the CEO of FTX is kissing a lot of butt because he has to. He literally has to, because once again, guys, this is the piece that kind of is the biggest deal, right? Binance said that it signed a letter of intent to acquire FTX. What that means is they're intending to do it. However, if Binance finds that FTX has something not cool with their balance sheet, they see something that's not really accurate, they could back out from the deal, and then everything goes down in the crypto world. Because if they back out, keep in mind, FTX owns another exchange because they saved Voyager from crashing back in the day. And we covered this on the channel. So if Voyager crashes, FTX crashes, and Binance says, nah, I'm good, your books are fishy, it's over for crypto for the short term. So that's what's happening now. Like we just did earlier, let's talk about our opinions. What you got?
Man, first of all, great breakdown of what's going on. Second of all, yo, everybody who has Voyager, right? Who has their crypto on Voyager, I really feel bad for you. I really do. And I know somebody like that as well. He lost like 40,000 worth of crypto by just being on Voyager. Pain, bro. Real pain. Saying like it's tough, yo, because you're not gonna be able to like get your crypto back. And that's what I wish people understood more. Like a lot of people are naive into the space, and it's okay because it's a new space. But listen to the Back to a Show because we told you this. Yo, when you don't own your crypto, which means that it's not on a ledger, you have it on an exchange, therefore you don't own it, right? You're susceptible to losing everything if that exchange goes bankrupt. Because if they go bankrupt, you pretty much go bankrupt crypto-wise. So the only how to actually keep your crypto is when you keep it on a ledger. And guess what? The greatest news in the world is that Backtalk has a ledger available for you to buy in our description. You can please click the link. You click our link tree. We have a ledger where you could buy it using that link, and now your crypto is safe. So you don't have to worry about situations like these. But we've already seen the drama with Celsius. We've seen the drama with Voyager. Now FTX, and it's like, man, what's next?
Coinbase? You see? Do you see the twinning? That's what we talking about. Coinbase.
For real, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Coinbase might be next, so that's scary because I have some stuff still on Coinbase that I have to transfer over to my ledger. So I'm like, man, I gotta hurry up and do that because Coinbase, they sent an email earlier too talking about verify your identity, and I'm like, yo, what's going on with y'all? Don't start acting funny now too.
Yeah, bro, because listen to this, guys. Like the reason why they went to Binance is only because they only have one option, right? Like Coinbase and Gemini were not gonna buy them, so they had to go to Binance. So guess who's left? If Coinbase crashes, guess who has to save the day? Binance, right? If Gemini crashes, guess who has to save the day? Not Coinbase, it's gonna be Binance. So it's getting super spooky. Have your stuff on the ledger, otherwise it's honestly over for y'all. But I do want to point out one more thing, bro. So I just want to share my screen one more time, right? To kind of show this piece. This is the part that I think is super cool. So when you actually look at the 10-year return, right, on Microsoft, 867%. But I'm going to show this chart for you guys. If you go down, this is Bitcoin, right? Go down to 2012 in November. Let's just say right here. Okay, so $12, we did a little return. So $17,500 is the final price. $11, let's just say $12 is the starting value. The return is 145,000%. Jesus Christ. Like just look at that. So it doesn't matter what you invested in, it's not going to beat Bitcoin's return. Now, are we saying Bitcoin's the only investment to make? No. Is this stuff going to impact the crypto market? Yes. Short term, yes. Long term, we're still believers in the crypto market. So we just wanted to cover the news so you guys understand what's happening.
Yeah, please, guys, don't run away from crypto. This is not new. There's been other exchanges that have gone underwater. There's other exchanges that have gone bankrupt since crypto's inception in 2009. So it's not a new situation. Don't be like, damn, what's happening to the crypto market? Nah, this happens, yo. There's a lot of exchanges that came up that were fugazi. They was doing a lot of corrupt practices, and that's why we need regulation to step in. Regulation is on the way. Joe Biden, his administration, the Federal Reserve. There's a lot of stuff going on in the country where they're trying to regulate crypto. Therefore, it'll be safe. Now, big money can enter, right? Because big money, they're scared to put their money in crypto. Because if you got a lot of money, you're not going to put it in something that's like shaky, right? So once regulation comes and it's safe to invest in crypto is going to go to the moon. I'm telling y'all, like, if y'all don't want to believe me now, you're going to believe me in 10 to 15 years. I promise you. So
That's a fact.
Don't run.
That's a fact. And he's not only saying Bitcoin. Notice that he's saying crypto, because there's other things you can be involved in besides Bitcoin, Ethereum. Do your research on that as well. But that kind of wraps up this episode, bro. Like, I know we got into Kyrie stuff. We gave our opinions. We gave you all the facts. All the articles will be in the description. We talked about crypto. We talked about Binance. We talked about FTX. All the links will be in the description. Make sure you click the link for the ledger. You can purchase it to take all your crypto off the exchanges onto your personal ledger. But if you like this type of episode, please let us know. How you can do that is by liking this video, y'all. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Plus hit that little notification bell, because we drop
2 videos a week.
And you don't want to miss them. Thank you if you're still watching. We appreciate you. Thank you. But we're going to drop an episode on Monday. Till then, peace.
Peace.
Soundstripe.